bear's not gonna.
So men have been.
Men are the most horrible creatures.
Men are the problem.
Men.
Men leave.
Are men trash?
Men or a bear.
It's because a man done did something to her.
The bear's not gonna.
So men have been.
Men are the most horrible creatures.
Men are the problem.
Men.
Men leave.
Are men trash?
Men or a bear.
It's because a man done did something to her.
The bear's not gonna.
So men have been.
Men are the most horrible
trash?
creatures.
Men are the problem.
Men.
Men leave.
Are men trash?
Men or a bear.
It's because a man done did something to her.
The bear's not gonna.
So men have.
Yo, bro. What's up? What's up? Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys had a good week. Hope your weekend's doing good. So, I think we'll have a interesting show tonight. I have this video. Well, first I'm going to show this one video where I've been liking. I think I've been on and off sometimes watching like police cam videos. I think they're interesting and fun a lot of times. So I'm gonna do a police cam video. I think it's cool. I think it's interesting sometimes to see the drama of human beings. And then I have a podcast, Women. Okay, a women podcast essentially. I'm going to be reacting to that. Hopefully, it's a good one. If it's not, I'll move on. I'll move on to another one. Hopefully it's a good one. Hopefully they, say some crazy stuff or, things that, say some stuff that I could react to. So I hope that will be good. If it's not, we'll end that one. We'll end that video quickly and then we'll move on to another one then. But hopefully it's good. So let's get started. Let's get started. Okay, I'm checking out something, so please excuse me for a little bit. All right, please excuse me for a bit. All right, let's get started. Let's get started. This is I saw this video on TikTok. So I think it's gonna be a good one. I think it's gonna be a good one.
An officer investigates an alleged fight between a group of females that occurred at a zoo. The zoo is now closed, and that same group of females is trying to get a ride home from their sister, who is currently parked inside the zoo's premises.
So someone is picking you guys up?
Yes,
Where's your ride?
She's on the phone. You want to talk to her?
I don't need to talk to them. Where's your ride at?
Right,
Okay. I just got here. Why are you yelling at me? I'm trying to help you out.
I'm sorry. She right in the front of the building. She said that's where she dropped us off. She said she's right where she dropped us off. She's right.
It's a white Nissan Altima.
Okay, calm down.
I'm calm. I don't have to be calm. I'm not hurting you.
Okay, I'm not going to talk to you. So it's a white sedan coming to pick you guys up?
Already attitude. This is a thing where I think it's a problem with a lot of women where their parents, i.e. maybe single moms, raise them with already masculine attitudes. This is why a lot of women are not raised to be ladies. You know, they're raised to be aggressive, strong, independent women. So they're raised to be combative.
No, it's a
Nissan Altima 2013.
Nissan.
Do you hear her? Do you hear her? You hear her, right? You hear her, right?
Yeah, I hear her. I'm
so
done
just
talking
open
to
the
you.
gate and let us through.
No, I'm not going to open the gate because the zoo's closed. Hold on.
Right, do you hear her?
Is the
I
sedan
don't know
over
about
there?
this
Is the
stuff.
sedan over there? Okay, let me go. Okay, let me go get the sedan. Let me go get the sedan and I'll be back. Are they still parked over there near the entrance?
If I hop this fence, I'm gonna be wrong.
If you hop this fence, I'm going to arrest you.
You ain't gonna do shit to me. Legit, you ain't gonna do shit to me. If I hop this fence, then what? You hear my sister on the phone waiting on me.
She said she right in front of the building.
You
We
hear
just
my
need to walk
sister on
over
the
there and
phone?
get over there to her.
Okay, how about this? Instead of you guys going all the way over there because it's a long walk and it's like 40 degrees out, we're going to go get that sedan. We'll bring it around.
You're not about to do shit. We finna hop in your car. Y'all about to take us to the car or what? I don't give a f about that bag.
The person picking the group up in the white sedan arrives.
Hey there, how's it going?
So it is your fault. You are still there after it's closed. And places don't close like automatically. No, you wasted time. So now you have an attitude. It's absolutely insane. This is why poor parenting. This is what single mothers in general, this is what they raise.
Going?
Hello, I'm trying to call my sister.
Yeah, they're all right there.
Okay.
All right, real quick, do you have an ID on you, ma'am?
what?
Was there like a fight? So the reason we're here today is that apparently there might have been like some verbal altercation between some possible friends or family members or something like that. Do you have an ID on you, just so make sure?
No, I don't. I'm her sister, and I'm just trying to get her out of here. And I don't do police, so I don't want to be extra. So just
No, that's fine. I'll get you out of here. Okay. What's a good last name for you, ma'am?
Why do you need my name to come and pick up my sister? I don't understand.
Because now I'm having an interaction with you. That was a possible fight.
Right,
okay?
but you don't need my name to come and get my sister. No, you don't. That's no, you don't.
Sister. We could see the failure of a single mom. We can see it. Like, all your kids you raise are attitude, disrespectful, aggressive, combative. It's like,
ma'am, all I do is then
Come on, man. Y'all need to come on, because I don't got time for all
hold
this
on.
dead ass. My kids is in the car, and I'm facing
Okay,
it, man.
I'm gonna get you out of here in a few minutes. All I need is your name, and that's really about it, okay? Ma'am, we're not doing
I'm
this.
gonna come around. Wait, don't.
Hold
You
on.
don't need to follow me.
Hold on. Just hold on.
I
I'm
am
trying to
holding
get
on.
you
I've
out
been
of
sitting here
here.
for 10 minutes, sitting here looking for them. I don't need nothing. I'm just gonna come out and go around. It don't matter.
Hold on, ma'am.
No, I don't
I'm telling
need
you
to
right
go
now, do
around.
not do that.
Don't touch me.
Hold on.
Why is you getting them up? Hey,
Ma'am.
I'm gonna get them the f out of here. Why do you need
How
my
this car
name?
stepping up? Hold on. Let me just get your name because there was a possible altercation. Okay, Tiffany.
Yep.
Hold on.
Okay, you can let me in my car. My kids is in here. Come on, man.
Okay.
For real.
Do not leave.
The group of females behind the fence somehow find a way to open the gate.
What is you taking my place for?
You don't need to do none of that shit.
I don't
Can I just get your
understand.
ID?
For what?
Because
I
I'm
don't
having
have
an interaction
it.
with
I
you,
don't
ma'am.
have it. I don't have
I'm
it.
having an interaction.
I don't have it.
What's your middle initial?
M.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it, right?
What's your date of birth, ma'am?
Why? See, now you just said you need my name. Why do you need all of that? I'm trying to get the out of here. My kids are in the car.
I'm confused on why you need to write all this shit down. With me right now.
You don't need to grab my door.
Hold on.
I'm not gonna pull
We're not
on you.
leaving
You don't
yet.
need to. Okay,
We're not
you don't
leaving
need to
right
grab
now.
my door.
Right
My
now.
kids are in the car. I need to keep them warm, bro. Come on, man. I don't want to. Bro, in here.
Can I talk to either you?
I'm talking to
Or the
I'm
one in
talking
the
to
red
you, but
outside.
I'm trying to get the up out of here. I don't do police. I just said that.
Okay, I understand it. Look, I'm not, you're not gonna get in trouble, okay? That's not where
I know
we're
I'm not
here
gonna get in
right
trouble.
now,
I didn't do
okay?
shit.
Ma'am, can I just talk to you outside over there? Is that okay?
Oh my God! Now you need to talk to her. Like, what
Okay.
the fuck, man? Come on! I don't have time.
I gotta talk to her now. Then that's it. Can I just talk to you over there?
What's the deal?
Okay, let's go over there. Let's go over here, ma'am.
I don't want to step on from a car. I just.
Okay, let's talk right here. I'm trying to get you out of there. Okay, the reason we're here today is that there's a possible altercation.
I'm just sitting down.
Okay, so was there anything going on? I'm gonna speak to you
No,
level.
we just argued. We didn't fight. We didn't know. We argued. Okay, they told us to leave. We left. We went out here. We sat out here.
Okay, you guys, it was a family verbal altercation.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what it was, right?
We wasn't arguing with other people. It was all within us.
So was anyone injured during this?
No.
Is anyone in medical attention?
Do anybody look injured? Like, this is crazy.
No, we good.
Can you close
Yes.
the door?
Yeah, we can close the door. Hold on, make sure the blanket. I want to make sure the blanket doesn't get caught, okay? Okay. So no one needs medical attention?
No.
You don't gotta come over here. Why is y'all bringing all these police?
They argued, but nobody got to fight.
Okay, so what I have to do real quick, I gotta go to my computer, I gotta type a few things. I'll come back and I'll let you know that you guys are okay to go. Okay?
Man, y'all don't need to do all that.
Hold on.
You do all this extra police that we come over here to talk.
Hold on.
Let me go.
Like I said before, I'm gonna go to my squad, I gotta put a few things, I'm gonna come back and I'll let you guys go.
I do admit that the whole police process is it's time consuming. They do have to put a whole lot of shit in computers and all this. I've been pulled over before, and they have to put a whole lot of shit in the computer. I think it would have been, I guess it's the bureaucracy of it, the red tape of it. So it would have been better for them to just like, fine, just do it. Come on, let's just, instead of the attitudes, like, okay, go do what you gotta do. We'll wait. You got it's kind of the red tape of it. It's kind of the I don't know, the shittiness of it, because like I said, there's a whole lot of red tape. There's a whole lot of paperwork and shit like that, even for the smallest crap. Which is, that part is annoying. I do agree, but they're escalating it. Attitude, yelling, and all this stuff. They're escalating it. So they're not saving themselves time. It's automatic. When you do a police officers, there's a whole lot of red tape. There's a whole lot of time wasting and time consuming. So I don't know.
Hold on.
The officer then lets the backup officers through the gate. While the officer gets in his car to type up his report, the suspects close up their car doors and windows.
All right, let's get her out. Which one, driver? Driver. She doesn't want to listen. Get out of the car and break the window! Ma'am, step out of the car. Step out of the car. Roll the window down or we're going to break it. Okay, roll the window down or it's going to get broken. Roll the window down. Ma'am, stop talking. All right, whoever, heads up. Ma'am, this is your last chance. You are now under arrest for obstructing. Cover your eyes. I'm taking it. All right.
You got glass on me. Mama, I gotta take me.
Get out of the car.
I have nothing to do with it. I'm ready to go. They just busted my window. They just busted my window. They're trying to get me out of here to put me in cuffs.
You're under arrest.
I don't have nothing to do with it.
You're under
I'm under arrest for what? I'm under arrest for what?
Obstructing right now. Step outside the car. Step outside the car.
She didn't do nothing. Let her go. I didn't do it. Please don't touch me. Please don't.
I do wonder, yo, Renegade, what's up, bro? Thank you for stopping by. I do wonder why they did that. I mean, did he run something? So I'm wondering. I think it's escalated pretty high.
Touch me!
Get out.
Why do I need to get out of my car?
Stop resisting.
I don't need to.
You want to get sprayed? You want to get sprayed?
I didn't do shit. Don't touch me.
Step outside right now.
You want to get changed? My kids, my babies are in here. I don't have nothing to do with it. We wasn't trying to do shit, but go.
Okay.
Can we go?
You can't go yet.
I want to go.
Let's go in the car.
Okay, you only got to check on yourself.
Put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Grab her phone.
Where you going, my son? You guys taking off that on the dude. Where you going, my son?
Oh yeah, she definitely made it worse. Yo, Skull, thank you for stopping by, bro. She definitely made it worse. Like literally. Okay, I'm. This is the thing where I'm not being biased. Yo, Deep Thinker, what's up, bro? I'm not being biased. It seems like they escalated it. The cops has escalated. I didn't hear. I mean, she had bad attitude. I definitely agree with that. She has a bad attitude. She has a bad attitude, but that's not really worth breaking a window. So I definitely want to hear the reasoning why police officers have escalated to the point where they had to break down the window and arrest the driver. Now, the younger sister, that no matter what the police officer did, if they escalated or not, you got violent, you got physical with the cop. Already, that's, what is it? I don't know, some felony or misdemeanor, whatever. But that's needless. That was now you're gonna get some charges.
Stop. Get back. Get back in the car.
Bro, she didn't do nothing. Alright, bro.
I'm taking it off of you.
For what?
Chill out, because you can't have it while you're in custody.
I'm not in custody for what? My kids is there.
Right now, resisting obstructing.
I didn't do shit.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. Why is he grabbing me like this?
Roll to your side, your right side. You want an ambulance? Can you sit up?
Punch me in my gut.
You want an ambulance?
He just punched me in my gut.
He's grabbing me right. I really didn't do nothing.
You're not in trouble. You're the only one cooperating.
Okay, but I just seen him hit. I just seen him put his hands on my friend.
You're not under arrest. You're detained right now just because of what's going on. Because I don't want you freezing. I'm going to place you in the rear of the squad. You're not under arrest. You're just detained at the moment, okay?
I don't have no record. I never
what you're
been in
doing.
the back of the police car. I never shit, dude. I don't have no type of record or nothing.
I know you don't. Okay? You're not under arrest. We're just detained.
Now I admit she was the most not least confrontational. So hopefully nothing happens to her. But the other two were just no wonder they're sisters.
Okay?
I don't want to go in your car, bro.
All right, sit in the car. Put your feet all the way in.
Yo, squared away. They're I mean, right now I'm waiting to see what kind of charges, but definitely I don't know. I mean, I'm waiting to see what kind of charges. There were attitude. There was a lot of attitude, a lot of aggressiveness, a lot of bad mouth, but that's not worth getting booked. So I really want to see the reasoning. Hopefully it's more substantial. If not, although these women were very aggressive, very combative, very foul mouth, but that's not good enough to arrest someone. That's not good enough to break someone's window. So if that's the reasoning, then I would have to side with the women, which is
Put your feet all the way in.
Kid, can I just view my kid?
Nope.
Can I just view my kid?
No, you
That's
need to
all
sit
I'm
all the way
asking.
in. You need to
Can I
sit
just
all
view
the way
my
in right
kid?
now.
Can I just view my kid?
Sit in the car. Do not get Can you sit up? No, she punched me in the face.
You see me sit here treating him with respect. You a bitch.
Nothing's gonna happen to you. I was the one you were talking to initially, right? Do you want to sit in mine? Do you want to sit in mine?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go sit in my car.
I want to go in there.
All right. Okay. You have anything on you?
No.
Can y'all just close my door on my kids' room?
Yeah. Okay, we can get those off. She doesn't need to be in here. Are these on you? Did you slip these?
No, I didn't.
Take a seat.
I'm not gonna do. I just
Okay,
do
did
my
she slip the
kids.
cuffs?
I'm cool.
You gotta move your knee. She's gotta be
you slipped the cuffs. That's crazy. I didn't know you could do that.
in cuffs, dude. She was resisting hard.
I didn't
Yes, she was. This is holding. Hold on. Let's come with. Come on. Go for a while there. Okay. Do you want to sit in your car? Do you want to sit in your car? Okay, let's go sit in the car.
I ain't put him in the car.
You did.
I
I watched.
swung. Listen,
I watched you do it. You did.
I swung.
I watched you do
I
it.
swung. Look, dude, are you listening to me?
Yeah, and I saw what
swung,
you did.
right?
And you're full of
I
shit.
swung. All right, then shut the f up talking to me. Listen to me.
up?
I'm gonna stand up for y'all.
Thank you.
But look, on my baby. I swung on him. I swung on him. And y'all can't sit up here and tell me that y'all want to do the same for y'all blood.
Got any weapons on you or anything?
Alright, I don't got shit on me but my phone. But no, I don't got on my phone. I got it in my pocket there. Just checking my pockets. I'm respectful as fuck.
The lighter and the skills. Just hold tight, right?
Hey guys! Hey, what's your name? Hey guys! Hey, what's your name, buddy?
Okay, let's go sit with your nephew right now. Okay. Okay, just sit with them. Okay.
You're alright, buddy. You're gonna be good, okay? I'm gonna close this door so that you stay warm, alright, bud? Here, let's put this over you. Make sure you're nice and warm, okay? You look a little cold, buddy, alright? Just gonna make sure you're nice and warm, alright, bud? I'm gonna close this door.
I understand my people wasn't corroborating, but it was off the fact that she really was not here the whole time.
The
like,
driver, right?
Yeah,
she
like,
was just picking you guys up.
imagine coming into all of this, like she was hostile because she really didn't have nothing to do with it. So
Okay.
I just feel like the whole situation got way bigger than what it was.
I
Like,
understand. These cuffs have to go back on you. Okay? So can you turn around, please? We're gonna have to struggle with you like we did before.
Y'all didn't have to struggle. Y'all arrested
Okay,
me
so are
for
you gonna let us
nothing.
put them on nice this time?
I don't even know why the fuck I'm here.
Step already
Right, but that don't got nothing to do with me.
face that
Bro,
door.
that don't got nothing to do with me.
Face the door.
Put them on, put them on.
That's all I'm saying.
Right, y'all busted my motherfucking window and everything for some shit that has nothing to do with me. You're putting them on me. They're tight. I can't take them off now. You see?
Stop moving.
You don't have to do that.
Yes,
Get your
I
fucking
do.
hands off of me, bro. I'm not fucking hitting this, man.
I have to lock
Bro,
so they don't get
they're
tighter.
locked. They're locked. They're
No,
locked.
they're not.
Yes, they are, bro. I can feel it on my ankle, my fucking wrist.
Yeah, I have to
It's
double.
tight.
I have to double lock them so
Right,
they get
okay.
tighter.
So just do what y'all gotta do so I get the fuck
Okay,
out of
so
here.
let
My
me
kids
do it
is right
then.
here, bro.
So let me do it then.
Okay, so y'all should have been did that. Y'all talking to the wrong person that was never even here. Y'all ain't finna pay for my motherfucking window or none of that shit. Like, this is ridiculous. Resisting arrest that I had nothing to do with.
Put your feet in. Put your feet in.
Bro, I need to see my kids,
Put
bro.
your feet in.
I need to see my kids, bro.
You good? Yeah, she punched you in the face.
The driver, who was attempting to pick everyone up, was charged with resisting, obstructing, and disorderly conduct. She was also issued citations for operating a motor vehicle without a valid license.
Oh, yeah, she did say she didn't have a license. She did say she didn't have a license when he asked her if she had... I mean, I get it. Okay, that part, I get it. She didn't have a license. Resisting arrest. Okay, I mean... It's hard. It's hard, right? They had insane bad attitude. Disorderly conduct. Yes, I agree. It's the part where maybe she should have, because she didn't identify herself. She was already hostile to begin with. So I think if she identified herself to begin with, maybe he wouldn't have asked for a license. But here's the thing. If you drive, you have to have a license on you. You have to have a license on you.
And operating a motor vehicle without insurance. The female, who was acting aggressive from the very beginning, was charged with battery to peace officers, resisting, obstructing, and disorderly conduct. They are innocent unless proven guilty.
It's hard because it escalated way too quickly in my opinion. But to be honest, I just think that it's the bad attitude. This is a thing where again, like I admit, this shit escalated way too quickly. It escalated way too quickly, but to be honest, and I'm not sure if it would. I mean, I'm not sure if it would, but if she had came into it a bit more calm, collected, respectful, I think it would have been different. But this is a thing where a lot of women, they don't understand. Bad attitude bad attitude, disrespect against certain people, that's it. That's it. Your bad attitude, your disrespect ain't gonna get you far. Ain't gonna get you far. All right, so I don't know these people. Okay. But this was I saw a few clips on TikTok. Seemed interesting, so I wanted to check out the whole podcast. Again, I'm not crazy about watching podcasts with women because they say a lot of stupid things and they're a little crazy. But for content, suffer with you guys. We will react to the way women think, hearing it straight from the horse's mouth. So you know what the heck? Why not? Hopefully, like I said in the beginning, hopefully this will be a good one. Lot to react to, lot to talk about. If it's boring, I'll end it quickly and look for another video to watch. Okay? So yeah, let's check it out.
Motherfuckers is motherfuckers, and you just need to treat motherfuckers like motherfuckers. That's how. But then
And you realize, okay, I need to shift my perspective, and maybe I do need to become more strict, or maybe I do need to become more radical. In my case, nothing is that different that I'm saying now versus back then. It's just that I've become maybe more articulate. Or
yeah, and that's the same with me. Like some people say to me, "Oh, Z, you're so calm." I'm like, am I, or have I just learned how to be a bit more articulate? Also, maybe even be a bit more softer with my delivery. So yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
And also, I think what you were describing about me being soft inside, I genuinely am a soft person, and that is the reason why it's important for me as a woman, especially a Black woman, to have that solid exterior, because when you're a woman and you're kind, people will try to take advantage of that kindness, especially men, especially.
This is kind of stupid. Kindness is taken advantage of by everybody, man or woman. If you're a kind man, you'll be taken advantage of. You're kind women, you'll be taken advantage of. So really, it's not a gender thing. So I think that's ridiculous.
Intracommunally referring to Black men, that's something that I have not just experienced, but have seen happening as a pattern in our community. And it's something that our mothers have been affected by, our aunties, our grandmothers. It's a generational thing, but also it's systemic. So it's something that seems to be an ongoing thing where, as a Black woman myself, when I do lead with the energy of being stern and being like, you're going to need to prove yourself to me as a man, to people online who are reading the way that I share those ideologies, it does come across really stern and harsh. But the ultimate motive behind the work I do is to encourage women to understand that you don't lose anything from standing up for yourself and being sure of your worth in the face of men who want to sleep with you. What you lose out on is men who were never meant for you. You only stand to gain, and it might slow down the process for you in terms of, oh, I'm not sleeping with as many people, my phone's a bit quiet. But for me, I lead with quality versus like the quantity of men moving to me.
So what type of men then do you feel like you attract? Because then I feel, because the thing with me is what I kind of struggle with is, if a man knows that he has to do such and such and such to maybe get to where he feels like he needs, does he not then just follow those rules? And then how do you decipher between a man that is just following these instructions to a man that, because he just wants to get what he wants, or a man that is following instructions because he genuinely likes you and wants to get to your heart and your softness? How do you figure out the both? How do you know?
Wonderful question. So in terms of deciphering between a man who's just following the rules to get the pussy versus a man who is going to abide by your boundaries because he loves you, for a while you won't be able to tell the difference, and that's
then
why
you're just getting your heart broken.
For me, it's like that's why time is a key factor.
You have to do trial and error then.
That's the thing, right? In this whole life, this whole existence,
It's trial and error.
Is trial and error. But the key component here is time. So I think that a man can do whatever you want to, but he will eventually lose stamina if his goal was genuinely to sleep with you and to get the ego stroke.
Do you think so? Because I think some men are wicked, Chidi.
Only some.
No, but I do. I feel like some of them are so wicked, that they will do that. And I feel, especially sometimes even when it pertains to women like me and you, who have online presence as well, and have this, especially where they feel like, oh, you're this, and then they have this weird fantasy about trying to break you down and being the one that conquered, and like, oh yeah, see, she's online doing all this talk, but look what Then man will wait 8 months.
Of course they will.
So, and then what happens? So then
some men are wicked, but I'm more wicked.
Oh wow, okay.
I mean it, and why I say I'm more wicked is because I enjoy being.
I definitely think it's some men. And time is a testing factor. It's a big way to vet people. Time is a very important vetting tool. 8 months, so what? It depends on what did you act. Did he show you anything during those 8 months? Did you actually vet him, talk to him, figure him out, like really understand him, really dig in deep to know this person? 8 months is what? If you see him like 8 months and you maybe see him once a month, talk to him a couple hours a month, that's nothing. That's nothing. So it's during those 8 months, how much vetting did you do?
3 steps ahead. As women, we are always 3 steps ahead, but sometimes we talk ourselves out of our knowledge. So what I mean by that is we know men want to sleep with us. We know that if we flash a tit at a guy, he's going to get hard on. Like, there are certain things we do that are going to get a particular response out of a man.
Right, okay.
And so in being 3 steps ahead, if you know this guy obviously wants to sleep with me, well, I'm going to leverage that because I see how men move, right? When they know that a woman is desperate for a relationship or she's at that age, like the age group we're at now where it's like, oh, desperate for marriage, you know, this kind of propaganda,
Okay, yeah.
get married and have children. They know that certain women are desperate for that companionship and that holy union. So they're going to dangle it over your head. They will tell you things like, oh, wow, I see you being my wife. And that woman will start doing all the wifely duties. She'll be cooking, she'll be cleaning, she'll be barebacking, all in the hopes to really solidify this bond. And then, you know, eventually she realizes that she got played and that sets her back 5 years of progress, mental health, the lot. It's an avalanche of disaster. Now, for me, why I say that I'm more wicked than men is because not only have I caught onto men's game, I'm in on their game with them. So when they're doing the whole technique, as you may know, as like love bombing.
Yeah.
This is the thing where women like this, what are they on? This is the thing where women's faulty logic comes, is that how they're, their opinions, their thought process, whatever, onto men's game. No, you're not onto men's game. You're supposedly onto the men that, or the pookies, you think you're onto their games. You think it. Because those are the men you go for. Because you look at her, you think she's like ladylike, you think she's proper. No, I don't think so. She's not really going for good men. She's going for the typical, well-desired men, which are the pookies, the ray-rays, the chads, the players.
Yeah.
Oh, you're amazing. I'm going to buy you gifts. I act like I don't know that they're love bombing me. And I pretend like it's working, but they're not getting what they want. So I talk around the idea of having sex, but I end up not having sex with them because most times, by the time I'm actually ready to have sex with them, they do something that pisses me off to the point where I realize, wow, you almost had me. But I'm not going to let you touch me now because that's an absolute no.
So there's no... So it's just basically a tease?
Yeah. I love doing that to men.
Like an extended tease?
Essentially, yeah. But
but also, okay, so as you're explaining this to me, all I'm thinking...
This is the thing. That, in my opinion, is that's why toxic women will attract toxic men. You're playing a game. Teasing, all that shit is like you're playing a game. And for me, that shit is like, no. I mean, I believe for good men, men with actual quality, men with that love, respect, and like emotional intelligence, men that don't play games, this is why women like this only attract the men that she's been attracted.
Is, do you not get tired? Like mentally tired?
Great question.
Because as you're explaining, I'm thinking, I don't, and that's what I was saying earlier about just being like soft, because like I'll see some of your videos, you'll be like, why would you message that guy, or why would you tell him that? And I'm like, because I want to.
I hear it.
Because I feel like he should know. And then, because, do you get what I mean?
I get exactly what you mean. Period.
But it's like, I'm here.
Like, why can't we just vibe? Why can't we just be our authentic,
but do you not feel that, yes. But don't you feel like if we all do this, we're just going to keep going in this cycle of no one is really being real with each other. We're not ever going to have the true...
I get your question.
Do you understand? Absolutely. Like, it's just a constant game of everyone trying to outsmart each other.
Well, this is the part where clarity comes in, because when men are moving to me, right? When they're asking me things like, oh, what's your type? My type is provider. I don't talk too much. When a man asks,
When
what
you
do
say
mean by
provide, okay, go on, yeah, let's
so
go.
obviously, because you're a woman and we're having a conversation in a podcast,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
important that I clarify what
Yeah,
provider
yeah.
means.
Because I think also that's what happens with your stuff as well. It gets clipped, and then someone will clip this part where you say, "I want a provider," and then all the men now are crying in the comments, "Can she even provide for herself?" Da, 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 all these things. Then will go to, "Yeah, who wants to provide? We'll go on then. Are you gonna?"
Right.
It's just like, so let's. When you say provider, what do you mean by that?
So what I mean by provider is all bills paid.
Oh.
All
Right,
bills
okay.
paid. Plus, because for me it's about lifestyle. I date men for lifestyle. I don't date men.
See, this is the thing. Women always they always tell themselves. You talked about you literally talk about men that play games, men that there's certain types of men. Now you're talking about providers. It's like men that pay all your bills. This is the thing where honestly, women like this will always have trouble in the dating world. Will always have trouble finding the men that they want. They will always have trouble finding the men that they want for long-term relationships. In my opinion, most women can't handle provider men. And most men aren't really providers. I don't, especially not to probably the degree this woman wants. So the men that, let's say, that can provide for women like this, guess what? That man can provide for most women. He can provide for most women. So that man, well, his options are open for him. Options are open for him galore. So those men, let's just say the high value men, essentially. Well, those high value men, she's playing their game. They're not playing her game. That's the thing where that's why women like this will always fail, will predominantly fail most of the time. Because women like this, when they're dealing with highly desired men, forget it. No matter what you say, you're just an object for those men to be used. You think you understand these men game? No. Because at the end of the day, there's many of you, very few of them. That's just plain and simple. We've all heard it. Men that make even over 100K is about 20% of the population. 20, maybe 30% of the population. Men that make over 100K, like 200K above, it's like less than 10% of the population. And it gets lower and lower. And I think I'm highballing it too, so.
For like companionship and feelings, like that's part of it. But the priority for me is lifestyle.
Wait, no, Chidi, see, this is
By the time we finish this episode, my whole single will be porn.
Wait. So it's just lifestyle is first and foremost.
Lifestyle comes before dick. That's how I see it. Some women date for like sexual compatibility and intimacy.
Right.
Some women date for.
So
like,
do you have to be attracted to them?
I'm attracted. My attraction to a man develops
Yo, Parasocial, thank you for stopping by, bro.
based on how he treats me.
Right.
So of course, like at face value, I can find a man attractive, but if he's not giving me the treatment I want, I can compartmentalize that attraction and just see him as an attractive person that I'm not compatible with.
Okay, but what about on the reverse? Like if you wasn't attracted to him and he treats you nicely?
Oh, then I can grow to love him.
Okay.
Yeah, I can date. Listen, I can date a short guy. I can date a tall guy. I can date a guy who is not visually attractive to most people, but as long as he's treating me how I want to be treated, that's none of my concern. If anything, as a woman, I feel like I benefit more from the relationship when the guy is not as good looking as me, because I'm the star of the show in the relationship, and also there's more of a fear of him losing me.
But then sometimes you build them up and then the motherfuckers start because then they feel how did I bag Chidi? I must be able to bag their girls.
That's why you have to use positive reinforcement strategically. I pick them up based on how they treat me. So I say things like, the way you take care of me is such a turn on for me. Or I'll say things like, that other day when you surprised me with that really lovely gift, I just want to say that I deeply appreciate how thoughtful you are and how much of a gentleman you are. You have to be really careful and specific with your wording, because if you're complimenting him on the things that you like, he's going to do more of it.
Okay, right.
So
okay, yeah, I get that. Yeah, fairs.
I love the way you take care of me. It makes me feel like a woman, and you know, it's not common that men like this exist. He's going to feel really proud of the fact that he's able to do that.
And wants to do more of it.
As he should.
Okay, so then you.
This is a thing where I've learned this whole this I guess quote, I guess. If you're a lame guy, if you have money, you're just now a rich lame guy. This is a thing where money is great. Money is a great equalizer. But who you are matters most. If you are a foolish, naive, simp of a man, it doesn't matter if you're a millionaire. You're just a rich simp. You're just a rich simp. You're just a naive, rich fool. That's it. Your life will be used. You will now fall into the pay pigs, which I've only in recent years learned about that. Men that want to be financially abused. Absolute disgusting group of men. Absolute disgusting group of men. I mean, they're adults. Do what you want. You want women to use you for money, purely use you for money? Fine. It's your money. It's your money. But this is the thing where those men are just shitty men. Those are not even men, in my opinion. Because you have no self-respect. You have no self-respect. So, but I like I said, I like the quote. If you're a lame and then you become rich, you're just a rich, lame guy. You're just a rich fool. That's it. So what matters most is mindset. Mindset, in my opinion, is first. And then that's one of the first things you should build, your mindset. And then you should start building your wealth so you don't be used. So once you achieved your pinnacle, right, where you're at least six-figure or whatever, better, if you want to become a wealthy man, one you gotta do is focus on your mindset, and then the wealth will only add on to you.
Provider is first.
Provider,
the lifestyle.
yeah.
Yo, Mr. Smith, what's up, bro? Exactly. Money does not unlame you. It just amplifies how lame you are. That's it. That's why I honestly believe for men, the first thing you got to do is your brain, right? Improve your mindset. Improve your mindset. Have self-respect. Have boundaries. And then start focusing while you're doing it. I guess you could do it too. While you're doing it, focus on building your finances.
Okay, so pay all bills then also.
So not only is he paying all bills, because for me it's like this conversation would obviously lead to the question of like, so do you want to get married, etc. Not only is he paying all bills, like this would be a man who has the potential to like buy me property. Like I wouldn't want to marry a man who can't do that for me.
Wait.
Of dating though.
Okay, wait.
I'm talking about if I want to marry a guy, I would marry for, the longevity of...
No, because there's a part of me that is like...
I get that it sounds unrealistic. I get it.
And also, like, how do you just say this? Because I don't think I could say this out. Like, I would be...
Oh, I've heard men say crazy things to women. Oh, are you good, yeah? You got a man. I want to sleep with you. Like, men don't feel scared to come up to a woman that they've only known for all of 2 weeks and ask for pussy.
Okay.
But we're the ones that are scared.
Not men. Not men. Men you attract. Those are the men you attract, which ain't men. Because here's the thing where I hate this narrative. When people say men, it better means in the hundreds of thousands. It better means at least, I'm not even saying all men, it better mean at least in the hundreds of thousands of men. But it doesn't. That at best is a couple hundred. At best is a couple hundred. Because here's the thing. Women don't interact with thousands of men. They don't. So this is the insanity. And again, this is why I say the men that women attract are red flags too. Because this is women. That's the type of men she attracts. Men that just sees her as a sex object. Men that just wants to have sex with her. And honestly, she puts that persona because she's money hungry. She's lifestyle hungry.
But okay, go on.
I'm referring to about property is if a man wants to marry me, what would make it worth it for me to marry a man is properties in plural.
Right, okay.
That sounds unrealistic, right? But I think what we define as realistic versus unrealistic is based on our own individual outlooks for our lives and also the access we have.
What makes a man worthy to marry her is to buy her properties. What makes her worthy? Her body? Every woman comes stock with that. Her pussy, her holes, every woman comes stock with that. This is the thing. This is the insanity. This is why men of a certain caliber, certain tax bracket, this is why those men have multiple women. This is why those men cheat. Here's the thing where I'm going to say this. Her Nazi Broncos tricks lames. That's probably it. Here's the thing where I'm going to tell you this. I haven't been watching Fresh and Fit in quite a long time. I haven't been watching them that long. I mean, for a while now. But I say this. I agree with some of the things they say. I don't agree with everything they say. And honestly, I will say I believe their content is maybe geared towards high value men or men that wants to become high value. For me, I believe my content is more towards average men. But here's the thing where one of the things that Fresh and Fit says is that if you are a high value man, those type of men would want, majority of the time I believe, one-way open relationships where he is with a woman, he may be married to her or whatever, in a relationship with her, but he also wants to try other women. He wants to have other relationships with other women too. And then you hear this, women, and even some men say, oh my God, that's so misogynistic. That's so disgusting. That's terrible and all that shit. That's the worst. Those men are disgusting. Are they? Because this is an example of why those men would do that shit. Buy her properties with an S? Who is she? I'm just saying, like, what's so special? Literally, most, if not all women, there's nothing special about them. Already, personality, I'm already turned off. Her box, all women come standard. It comes standard. So really, to buy her properties, why? This is why men with money, men with means, I'm not surprised that with men with means that deal with women like this, he would have other women too. This is why we also gotta think, why do these men, like the Fresh and Fit, why do they say the shit that they say? Because what they're talking about is not average men. It's not shit with average men, because honestly, average men would not even deal with women like this. Okay? But for the men with a certain tax bracket, this is what men with those types of men deal with. So how can you not be surprised when you put those words into context? Why wouldn't men at a certain tax bracket have more than one woman? Why? Because you're dealing with money hungry women that comes standard. Pussy comes standard. It's standard on all women. So if he has the money to buy this woman multiple properties, why wouldn't he be with multiple women as well? Because he's highly desired. This is why we got to put certain talking points into context.
So for me, I'm not the scale of celebrity that I see myself being in 10 years' time. So the access I'm going to have in 10 years' time is going to be different to the access to men I have now. So I already have a mindset where by the time I meet those men who are likely to facilitate the life that I would want to marry into, I already know how to mix and talk to them. And I already have my own status. But in the meantime, the men that I'm dating now, they're not buying me properties, but they've played a good role. So when things have gone wrong, I don't feel goofy because I left with more than I came with.
See, okay.
This is why women are foolish how they think about the future. So she's saying the men in the future, the men who I would marry, I already know how to talk to them. Those are the men in the future. Those are the men that will give me properties when you're older. When you're older, who are you going to marry? 50, 60, 70-year-old men? Okay? But you're talking about, the men that I'm dating now, they can't give me what I want. But you know what? I'm giving my body to these men now. So this is why, like I said, money does not unlame you. Money does not unlame you. So you are going to marry these lame, rich-ass men, which is whatever. It is what it is. Because only these lame-ass men, lame-ass, rich-ass men will deal with a woman that's older, more used, and all she has to offer is pussy. Yeah.
I literally was having this conversation.
Yo, Lord Hybrid. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. Women never talk about what they need to offer men. They are waiting too long to get married and stacking too many bodies. That is why Jay-Z married a young Beyonce. You can't mold this woman. Exactly. Exactly. And you know what? Jay-Z also cheated on Beyonce. So that's something she has to deal with. I guarantee you that man is still dealing with women on the side. Maybe not as in your face as what happened with his scandal, but he still cheated on Beyonce. That's the thing where these women, that's why I don't have sympathy for women. I don't have sympathy for women. You want to date the millionaires, you want to date all the power to you. All the power to you. Don't complain that those men cheated on you. This is the same thing. I would say the same thing. I mean, I would never get the chance to, but I would say the same thing to Beyonce's face. You wanted that man, and you're surprised he would cheat on you? Whew, I ain't crying for you. But here's the thing where Beyonce is smarter than most women in the fact that she didn't complain. She didn't complain. She accepted it, and she continued on with her marriage. That's the difference with, I honestly believe, different with women that go for high value men and average women that think they want high value men. That's the difference, I believe. That's the difference between women that marry high value men, between women that think they want to date or marry high value men. You have to follow his lead. You're going into his world.
Because we're the same. You're not Gen Z, are you?
No, I'm 29.
Right, okay. So you're just, okay, cool.
Millennial, definitely.
Millennial. But I was saying, I always have this conversation about Gen Z, and I feel like Gen Z, they're just so, I say this to my friend the other day, as much as I have a lot of shit to say about Gen Z, there's something about them that I admire, that they've seen a lot of behavior that they don't like, right? And they're now saying, I don't want this. I think it's a little bit how far they're going with it is a bit, I think it's quite extreme, but I get maybe they have to cast the net out and then bring it in and figure out how much, but at least they want some sort of change, I guess, to the treatment, like you were saying earlier, of, you know, they've seen their mums, their sisters, their aunts stay with men for love and leave with nothing. Kind of like what you were just saying just now. Well, at least if you take the piss out of me, I left with something than what I came with. And I get it and I understand it.
You left with more baggage. You left with more trauma. Yeah, maybe you left with, I don't know, bags, cars, whatever. But this is the thing. Racking up a high body count does not improve you. Doesn't make you a better woman for the next man. Racking up a high body count does not make you a better woman for the next man. It actually makes you worse. Makes you more traumatic, more aggressive, more, delusional for the next man. This is a thing where, here's the thing where I think women of all generation, because she just said, oh, looking at my mothers and all this shit, marrying for love. This is the thing where the problem is that, yes, the difference between maybe you married for love and now women of this generation married for money, but it's like, here's the thing, the insanity of it, that still both generations, multiple generations, all generation, you're not marrying based on morality. You're not marrying based on good personality, good character. You're not marrying based on good human beings. You're not. You're marrying, this whole love thing is still, you look at it, they fell in love with the charm, the charisma, the looks, the heights, still the money sometimes, or maybe a lot of times. So really, yes, love, but honestly, love on superficial shit. Love on superficial shit. The men didn't prove that he was faithful, didn't prove that he was didn't prove that he's a good man, didn't prove that he was a good provider, didn't prove he was a good moral man. He only proved that he's a good talker. That's the shit that, I've said this, and I stand 10 toes down. Men that are good talkers, guess what? Those men develop that. They develop charisma. Most men are not charismatic. Most men are awkward. Most men are shy. Most men stutter. Most men fumble their words. Most men are not good talkers. But guess what? The men that are good talkers, now I'm not saying all men, but the men that are good talkers, guess what? They practice it. Guess what? They practice it and it worked. It worked many times for them to get to a level where they were able to attract you with words. So really, they are the men that, you know what? Why the players, they're good with words. The Pookies, you know, the Chads, the Tyrones, they're good with words. I.e., they know how to manipulate.
But a part of me feels like that's just so sad, because I do feel, but then I always say this, that's what our grandparents did.
I think
because I think we romanticized our grandparents' relationships a lot.
I mean, our grandmas couldn't leave.
They literally couldn't. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah.
They were prisoners.
Like literally. So yeah.
Also, I think I really do understand what you mean when you say it sounds sad. You know, I get this response from people a lot where the common things I hear amongst people saying, "Oh, this sounds so sad," is, "What about love? Like, why can't we all just be our true selves? Why do we have to play all these games?" I'll stop playing games when men stop playing games. You know, but I've learned to enjoy the game.
Yeah.
This is the thing, Raya. That's why toxic women attract toxic men. Good men aren't playing games. The majority of men aren't playing games. But guess what? This is the problem women don't realize. What type of men you think you're attracting? You're attracting the men that play games. What type of men play games? The players! The players! Literally, it's in the name. They are the players. They're the ones that, you know what? Have high body counts. The men that, you know what? I have a girl, I date this girl last week. I date this girl this week. I had sex with her last week. I had sex with another one this week. I had sex with another. I'm going to have sex with another one next week. Most men don't have that ability. Most men don't have that ability. Hell, most men they would be lucky to even talk to one girl. Most men would be lucky to talk to even one girl. So most men don't have, yo, Joss, thank you for stopping by, bro. Most men don't have the options, the luxury to talk to multiple women at once. So this is the problem with a lot of women they don't understand. They are talking to the 20% of men. The top, I mean, maybe not even 20. I'm not even necessarily saying numbers, but they're talking to the top percent of men. They're talking to the men that has options. The men, the players, the men that actually play the field, the men that are actually in, you know, that deal with women like this. Good men stay away from women like this because they're toxic.
For me, it's like,
truth,
if you're a woman who
Yeah.
chooses to date men, because remember, like, it's actually not by force to date. We have desires to be around certain people, but it's actually not by force. So if you're choosing to date men, you have to acknowledge that you're opting into a game. So decide, do you want to win this game, or are you going to be that person that's like, I'm a nice person, I'm going to show all my cards. No one's going to come and congratulate you for losing the game because you want to be a nice person. Just sit to the side and let someone else who wants to play the real game. For me, it's like, I've clocked that, okay, in the first, 3 months of knowing a guy, he's going to be putting his best foot forward because that's the impression that he wants to give you. He really wants to earn your trust. After that, it's
which
up
is
to God.
actually, I was having a conversation about this the other day, it's actually a form of manipulation.
Of course it is.
It's like such a, like, and when you say this to men, they start panicking because they think now you're going to start saying, oh, it was against my will. And it's like, no, it wasn't against my will, but it was also manipulation. Like, you presented yourself.
And that's the thing. That's why shit like this is toxic. Like I said, this is why women don't understand. Women don't realize. This is why self-reflection is lost on women. They don't realize that this mentality, thinking it is a game, guess who plays the game? The players. Those bad boys. Those Pookies. Those Ray Rays. Those Chads and Tyrones. Those are the types of men that play the game. Good men, this whole game is childish. It's toxic. It's annoying. No, I'm not playing this game. My love life, my future isn't a game to be played. It's serious. But emotionally intelligent men don't want to play games. But women like this, they're only used to the shitty men, toxic men. So, of course, they see things as a game.
In a certain type of way, in order to get into my panties, and now you've got into my panties and you've adjusted your behavior. Because if you showed me this behavior in the beginning, you wouldn't have got in my panties.
Most times it's because they don't have what you need. Like,
and also, most times because they actually don't have game. I remember my friend said to me, he was a guy, he said to me, a real guy that actually has game, they shouldn't have to be telling you lies to get in your panties. They should just be able to say to you, this is what I want. Can you give it to me? Are we happy to engage in this? This is all I can offer you. Because if you're actually a real player and you get gal, you should be able to pass up on me or you, because you know there's another great woman. Just because I can't have Chidi or I can't have Zizi, let me go somewhere else. I shouldn't have to fill you with lies and false hopes to get into your pants.
I completely agree, but also even the men who have solid riz and who are confident in themselves, there's always something they're lying about. Like they're probably talking to like 2 other women, and that's why I always have my other 2 as well. If you're talking to women, I'm also talking to men. I might not declare, but I have my rotation of attention because I'm telling you, it'll get to a stage where suddenly he's now talking to you less and less,
and I'm wondering what you did wrong.
Bro, I have been there.
You're thinking, what happened?
To the best of us.
Yeah.
Because you know when you can clock that's happening, where it's like you're gonna sense it.
Listen.
And then that day you didn't sleep well. You wake up at 8 AM, you're angry.
And you're
like,
even wondering, where's the response?
You're even checking the phone.
Why
You've
is he
got
not
an archive
responding?
to try and tell yourself what to do. You're waiting for that little one to show up. I hate when a man has, because I'm like, no, God forbid I feel like this. What the hell? What the hell? And it only happens because you're not talking to someone else.
It's so true.
But then the thing is, sometimes there isn't someone else that you like at the time.
But that's because us as women, we tunnel. And that's one thing that I am quite good at not doing. I don't romanticize. Like my friends, I'll go out with a guy one time. They'll be like, oh, so do you think you can marry? And I'm like, based off what? Like, what have I based this off? What are we based this off?
Marry you.
Like, yeah, but I feel like as women, we really romanticize the idea of a guy straight. I'm like, yeah, well, I feel like he'll be really good. Even to the point of him being your partner. It's like, how would I know that from 2 hours of a conversation with him or whatever?
If an emergency was to happen, can this guy help me?
Like literally,
Real
can
talk.
he? And most of them no.
If I need 10K right now, can you give me 10K? Like if HMRC comes to me and says, yo, we need 10K from you, can I come to you and say, yo, look at this letter, can you help? I can't pay you back, but can you do me a favor? Can you do that? No. Okay, next caller. I'm 30 in a couple months. I don't have the time I had when I was 24.
What was your first heartbreak like?
Ooh, my first heartbreak, like most people, it hurt, innit? Like it was really, really upsetting, but I approached it from a place of not having any knowledge of myself as a young woman. I was completely like anxious and, had 2 kids with him and he was
Mobile Rider, thank you for stopping by, bro.
selfish, wasn't helping. And then 3 years into the marriage, I found out he had a secret family. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
I've never experienced that. I'm grateful to God that I've never been married. I'm grateful that I've never been pregnant for any man, because it really only takes one man for you to have a very different life. And that can be for better or for worse.
No, it's true.
And for women like ourselves who are public figures and who are only going to be exponentially more and more successful, we have to be even more careful about the man we pick, because the man we pick can define the direction our lives will go in. And why
It's funny. Stay careful with the man you pick. Yet how your mindset, how you go about them, I guarantee you. I mean, again, I'm not saying that 100% guarantee, but balance of probability. These women will pick men that will be toxic to them, cheat on them, lie to them. Even if these men are good looking, even if these men have money. Because a lot of times these women, no matter all the sound advice they have, because they are still fooled and blinded by superficial ideology, they will still ignore red flags, or they will still look past what actually matters, who you are inside, your character, your moralities. Women constantly ignore what actually makes a person a good person. But all they see is the superficial image. That's why the players win. That is why the Pookies win, because they do the superficial, charisma, riz, buying you flowers, paying for your nails, all that shit, until they get the body. That's done. That's done with. Because here's the thing where men like that will lead with money, would lead with riz, charisma, whatever, would lead with a lot of talking. They will lead with a lot of talking. And what comes with that is fake action. Fake action. Which fake action is, honestly, men like that will have no boundaries, right? They don't have boundaries with women because they know women will not like boundaries. They do not like men having boundaries. So men, the players, they don't have boundaries. They will do all that shit for you, make you love bomb you, make you fall in love with them. And then once they got what they want, then they will show their true colors. This is the thing where, honestly, true, in my personal opinion, true good men, they show their true colors right at the beginning. They have boundaries, they have standards, they have rules, they have a way of life. They have a sense of self-respect. They don't need to lower their boundaries, let you disrespect them just for a piece of ass. That's the thing. It took me a while where, as I grew, I learned that a piece of ass is not all it's cracked up to be. My respect, my self-respect, my peace, my way of life, matters more than just a piece of ass. Especially when all of it is just about paying. You might as well just go pay for it, and you don't have to deal with any woman that bothers your peace, that steps on your your self-respect. So
say this is because sometimes in my spare time I'll watch one of those like Lifetime documentaries.
Interesting. I do think that I do. Here's the thing where because Mobile Rider said the players win because they don't simp. Here's the thing where it's hard to say. I kind of agree with that and I kind of don't. These are the thing where I think that they kind of do simp until they get what they want. They will simp away money. Now, unless you're this, I think there's kind of different kind of players. You know, the players with money and the players that goes about looks. The players that goes about looks, yeah, they don't simp. I'll agree with that. The players that go about with looks, they don't simp because women are attracted to them because of their looks. While I say the players that have money, I think they kind of simp. But the thing is that they simp with a game plan. It's a lie. In all actuality, they're simping, but because they're paying that money, they're doing all this shit, paying for the nails, paying for the trips, paying for the bags, whatever. But they do it with a goal in mind where I want that ass. I want that ass. And there was a point where, you know what? If I can't get it, I'm done. I'll move on to the next one. I admit, the true simping is that men that, will pay and pay and pay and continue to pay. They don't stop. They don't let up. They don't even make their intentions known. So I think it's kind of gray areas.
Of like the women from the 70s and the 80s and the 60s who were big stars.
Right.
And the documentary usually starts out very optimistic and exciting. You're seeing all the showreel of All In, where we feel like we need to posture ourselves for men and hope that he's going to pick us. It's like, no, he needs to hope I pick him. And not only does he need to hope I pick him, he's going to go through a little audition process, and it's really arbitrary things that I've decided he's going to do.
Right, so go on.
Like some men, I make them write essays on why I'm amazing. And I'll look for spelling errors, or I'll make them repeatedly write lines. Because the name I go by as a dominatrix is Goddess Gina, because Georgina's my middle name.
Right, okay.
Oh, she's a dominatrix. She's a dominatrix. This is the problem. This is the problem where, honestly, women like this goes for the fools. Goes for the simps. She goes for the simps. The weak-ass men. She's a dominatrix, yes. This is the thing where no wonder her view, you know what's shaped. Here's the thing with a lot of these women. They either go for the toxic players, the Pookies, the Ray Rays. They go for the toxic players, or They are around the most simpest, weakest ass, lamest ass men around. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Any man that wants to be dominated by a woman wants to be dominated by a woman, especially they're paying for it. I mean, you're paying for it. I don't know. I think being dominated by a woman shows how lack of manhood you have. How lack of a manhood you have. Wanting to be dominated by a woman. And you're paying for some woman to dominate you. It's like, you're lame. You're an absolute lame.
So they'll write things like, Goddess Gina is supreme. And they'll just write it several times. And if there's a spelling error, I'll be like, there's a spelling error on that line.
So do you watch them do it, or they have to send it to you?
Me.
Oh,
yeah, or like, you know, using them as a footrest.
I saw when you put the toes in their mouth
and
stuff
toes in their face, in their mouth.
They like this.
Not only did they like it, they love it.
Really?
Yeah, they pay me.
So how did you get into this? How did you know?
How I got into this was, I used to see dominatrixes on Twitter, and I'd be like, what is this? Like, what do you mean this guy is willingly walking on a leash?
Yeah, like,
after circus. Like, how is that a thing? What? Are you sure he's not a victim? Is he drugged?
Right.
I used to think, are these victims? Like, I used to think the things that a lot of people think. Where it's the stereotype that all the men are mentally ill and the women are just witches that are taking over these vulnerable people.
Yeah.
And then I realized, oh, not only are these guys really smart, intelligent, successful people, but they know what they like, and what they like is powerful black women. They like.
So do you not see it as a fetish?
It is a fetish.
You don't mind?
What? So I think the question you're asking is, do they fetishize me?
Yeah.
What's fascinating about this question is that whether you're engaging in kink or not, men fetishize women, even within the black community.
Yeah, for sure.
They fetishize our breasts. They fetishize that we're going to labor for them. There's always going to be a way a man fetishizes you, and of course, in kink, the fetish is a lot more obvious. There are men who have a fetish for feet, have a fetish for black women. What I like about the white men who...
Yo, Lord Hybrid, thank you for all the support. Tricks don't simp. You know what? That's interesting. That's interesting. I use money on women. I have demands, and if they mess up, I dump them fast and they lose the money. It is the beta males who simp. They don't think they can replace her. Interesting. I mean, I'm not that versed on the tricks world, so that's interesting. I'm always open to learning. That's interesting. Thank you, Lord Hybrid. Interesting. Yeah, I gotta think about that more. I gotta dig in deeper with that. Interesting, but that's the thing. Where here's the thing. We as men need to understand whether, let's say this, even the passport bro stuff, okay? Even if you go to another country, women all around the world, you have to pay. You have to pay. All around the world. It's always about money. It's always about money. But one thing, just like, yo, Oren, thank you for coming by. Yo, it's all cool. If you can't watch it, you can't watch it. I think it's educational to dissect these, the women, I think it's interesting. But here, like, even if you dealing with women wherever they are, passport bros, women here, you gotta think it's about boundaries. Do not just pay for women and you don't care about yourself. I.e., like you were saying, simping. I think the clear difference between where you don't cross the line that you're simping is that you have self-respect. You're not doing things where you get where there's no benefit to you. That's the thing that's where you cross the line of being a simp. There's no benefit for you. There's no benefit for you, and you're doing shit for others where there's zero benefit for you. That is, now you're crossing the line to simp territory. Yes, money is merely the control mechanism. I agree. That's why I said, women everywhere, you still have to pay. This is the thing where a lot of brothers have to realize, passport bros, wherever you go, it's always about money. The only thing different is how you're being treated, what you get for your money. What are you getting for your money? What are you doing? What's the lifestyle you're getting? What's the treatment you're getting for your money? The problem with women here is that your money gets you attitude, gets you used, gets you disrespected, gets you nothing, no pussy, no nothing. So really, it's not worth it. It's a lot of times it's not worth it. Simping dries up women. Yeah.
Have a fetish for black women is that their fetish is about them understanding that black women are superior to them, and they like feeling, whether it's feeling bullied or humiliated.
Oh, right.
Or even if it's not bullying or humiliating.
A part of me is I'm actually a part of me is like sitting here in like this. I'm just like, wow.
I can't wait to take you to one of these events I go to. Your whole, because it happened to me. I went to, all it took was me going to one event, and I was like, wait.
Because I often toy like, so men really like my feet, and I'm like, oh, maybe
sure
one
you've got
day
beautiful feet because you've got lovely hands.
Thank you. Maybe one day I'll do. I was thinking OnlyFans, maybe for my feet.
You know what? Yeah, you don't even need.
But then I've got this thing, because that's another thing, because that's a good, nice segue, because my thing is more to do with the whole idea of sex work, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know you've spoken about it. Yeah, you've spoken about it and you advocate for that and you're very passionate about that. And I feel like there's definitely a stigma that sex work hangs around it. So my thing, and a lot of women think, oh, only because it's my feet, and it's like, no, that's still sex work, because some guys getting off to your feet therefore equals sex work. Okay, so talk to me, because I feel that I have this, and I think this is where we used to clash a lot online, was the idea about women and their bodies and autonomy and how we're seen. And my thing was, why would we want to like engage in certain things where we're making ourselves sexualized? Men can look at us and fetishize us if that's not how we want to be seen. And then obviously
we do have this question, which is a valid question of like, why should we sexualize ourselves? Now the issue is that whether we sexualize ourselves or not, men are sexualizing us. Some women choose to monetize the sexualization, some women don't, but regardless, men are going to sexualize you. And so for me, my choice to momentarily sexualize,
I agree. Men will sexualize you regardless. But to have a hand in increasing the level of sexualizing is idiocy to me. It's idiocy to me. This is the thing where, yes, I get it. It's men nature to sexualize women. Yes. Now, but the insanity is that as women, you complain about men sexualizing you. So what do? You go ahead and monetize your sexualizing. So, and you increase the production of sexualizing. So really, it's counterproductive. I agree that men will sexualize women regardless, but here's the thing: the levels of sexualization has drastically increased. Drastically increased. Guess what? Why? Because women they're monetizing it. They're increasing the sexualization. OF, high levels of, sexual content by women, made by women. So really, it's like this is the thing where, yes, you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. Here's the thing: don't complain. Don't complain. You want to monetize it? Whatever. Go crazy. You're adults. But the problem is, is that don't complain that men do sexualize you, especially to such a high degree.
Myself is in a way where how I almost brand and present my form of sexualizing myself is, if you're lucky to have the opportunity to serve me, you'd serve me on my terms. So if you don't get selected to serve me, you're only allowed to fantasize from afar. Now, the thing is, right, I know that being a public figure, there are going to be men who will see me and have sexual fantasies about me. And I can't do anything about that. But what I know that I can do about men who want to sleep with me is making sure that I benefit from and optimize that, because to me, it makes it all the more worthwhile. So, how I navigate being a dominatrix now is oftentimes I might maybe post a photo of myself like on my dominatrix Twitter, and I will get a message from someone who wants to talk to me, but there's a fee. They have to pay £50 to introduce themselves to me.
Meanwhile, I can't even get a fucking text back.
Listen, you don't need a text back. There are guys who don't give me a text back because they've.
But at least you got the £50. She's got the £50.
Right. So
You're
you know
like,
what's interesting? Some of these guys give £50, they still ghost. But at least I got £50.
this is so wild to me. Okay, go on. Because go on.
This was a.
She's literally talking about the simps. This is I've said this before. I'll say it countless times. This is why I don't support all men. I don't support all men. I don't. Because I'm not a fool. There's a lot of shitty, stupid, beta, simpish. There's a lot of men that don't want to improve. A lot of men that want to live the life of a lame. Live the life of no self-respect. Live the life of a doormat. A lot of men want to live the life of a doormat. That's why I said I don't support all men. I make my content for good men. Good men. Men that have self-respect. Men that have boundaries. Men that actually care about themselves. Men that are not pedalizing women. Men that are not men that don't need a dominatrix.
Recent scenario actually. This particular guy, he sent me £50 and he also bought me some Penhaligon's perfume at the same time, because the website that I use is basically a website where people can gift you money and gift you items that you've put on your wish list, and it will be sent to your house without them having your address.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. So I have a £50 introduction fee, meaning that if you want me to allow you to introduce yourself, you pay me £50. That doesn't guarantee that I'm going to go on a date with you. It doesn't guarantee I'm going to continue the conversation after you've introduced yourself. It just gives you the opportunity to impress me. And usually the men who go further beyond just the £50 introduction, they normally get more of my attention, because I'm like, okay, this person seems interesting.
That's interesting. Self-respect is the end goal of MGTOW. This is sometimes I do agree. I do agree with like the whole, go your own way thing. I agree, because at the end of the day, if people aren't respecting you, you should at least respect yourself. You should not be dealing with people that treat you like a doormat. Yeah.
I'm open to seeing what they're about, and if he's likely to be someone that I will allow to serve me. So usually the gifts that I put on my wish list are things that I actually need. So like, external hard drive. I might put like £2,000 on there for a trip to Nigeria. Most times people might look at it and scroll past, but there's days where I go, there's weeks where I go and I haven't spoken to any guy.
Right.
And then out of nowhere, someone will just purchase something on the wish list. So it's not like this, I don't want to glamorize it as
it's
this
not like
thing
this
where it's
influx of like, right.
Because I know dominatrixes who are on that level where
Okay, right.
they're established, like they're pulling in money, like they're getting a lot of money. I'm not in that place, only because I don't market and position myself in that way. I haven't had the opportunity yet to really dive into it properly, but the little that I do, it benefits me, and it's completely changed my perspective on men. Because now it's like, even when I meet men in the vanilla world,
right,
I don't expect the men that I date to be submissive, but I do expect them to be providers. So like from the first initial introduction of them talking to me, you have all of maybe like 2-3 minutes to talk to me before you offer me a drink. If you're not offering me a drink,
then you walk away.
I'm like, well, it was lovely talking to you. Hope you enjoy the rest of your night, type of thing. I'm going. Because I'm not talking to a man for, like, I'm not saying the drink is like, oh, he's bought me a drink, therefore I'm going to kiss him. It's like,
right,
you need to honor the time that I'm giving you here.
So my man, I'm going to tell you a quick story. So my man, he must have bought you a drink. No, the man, our mutual.
Oh, yeah.
He must have bought you a drink because you was talking for a little bit. So he must have bought
Oh
you.
yeah, all the guys
he-
who saw me talking to bought me a drink.
Okay, so this is the funny thing, right? So I went to an event. Maybe was it last year?
4 months ago. No, this was in
Was
summer,
this year?
early summer.
Yeah.
this
Oh my
year.
god, the year. Oh my god, we're
I
coming
know,
to the end of the year, right? Oh my
right?
gosh. Yeah. So we was at an event. And I got there a little bit late. It was coming towards the end. And there was a guy in there that I used to talk to, right? And then he was talking to Chidi, right? This guy is, when I tell you this guy put me through hell, he was just not the one, crying, all the sorts, yeah. So I saw him talking to Chidi. And at the time, we still hadn't, like, we had broken the...
Here's the thing, right? Okay. I want to bring that scenario. She's talking about a man that put her through hell. So let's say i.e. a toxic man. Okay, a toxic man. So this toxic man that put her through hell is now talking to this other woman, attracted to this other woman. This is the thing where, in my opinion, and I don't really find her all that. I mean, she's not terrible looking, but I'm not really all that interested. So I'm not really all that attracted. So, but this is a thing where I honestly believe that toxic people attract toxic people. So, am I surprised that a man that treated her shitty, is now attracted to this other woman that tried to get with this other woman? Whether she entertained him or not. I'm not talking about if she slept with him and shit like that. No, I'm saying that toxic people attract toxic people. They see the toxicity, in my opinion. A lot of times, I'm not saying all times, I'm not saying every time, I'm saying a lot of times they see the toxicity. They see, just people with toxic traits. And toxic traits can mean a whole wide of things. Daddy issues is kind of a toxic trait. Being codependent. A lot of traits can be toxic, okay? Not just the evil, mean kind. I'm talking about just like, women that are, you gotta buy me properties. You gotta be provide. I'm not saying provider is toxic, but I mean, you gotta buy me properties. You gotta send me $50 every time you even want me to talk to you. Every time I have to even entertain to talk to you. That's a toxic trait.
Nice, obviously. We were talking, we said hello to each other. But I think that moment is actually what kind of made us be like, oh, you're like, oh, cool. You're actually cool. So she was talking to him and I was just like,
Susie came out of nowhere.
I came out of nowhere and I literally came out of nowhere. I said, what
she was
did I
like,
say?
this is not the guy for you. Here's what you're looking for.
I said, this is not the guy for you. You're not looking for him.
And everyone heard it.
And I was like, because...
the whole room erupted. The people were running in multiple directions laughing. I said, Jesus. I'm not even the one that caught this out and I'm feeling embarrassed for him. He just stood there and was embarrassed. I mean, I was barely laughing. Because part of me, I enjoy when men are humiliated a bit. So I was like, really like, I didn't want to laugh. And I was like, nah. From that day, I rated you because I was like, you ruined his life.
No, because I said, I can't see you go for it. Because in fact, I should have let you. I should have even let you. Because you would have given him the treatment that he needed.
No, because of what you said, he gave me money.
Okay, but you still would have put him through the ringer a little bit more. I should let him go through the ringer with you.
He probably would not have given me that, what was it, £140 or something. He probably wouldn't have given me that money if you hadn't embarrassed him, because what you said implied that he can't afford.
Oh, right.
And so how he gave me that money was because...
Wait, so he gave it to you that night, isn't it?
Yeah, because he was waiting for me with my Uber. And he was like, oh, I'll get you before you. And then he just put a bunch of cash in my hand. I only needed like £40. He gave me like 140 because he was overcompensating.
Right, for the embarrassment.
And I took the money. I was like, oh, okay, that's nice.
At least
he still ghosted me anyway. But, again, I got something out of that.
At least
I went to go and buy skincare the following day.
What did I get? Endless promises. No promises.
I'm telling you.
Promises. No. What is it? What they say? Empty promises.
Right, because once
empty promises.
A man, you can date a man and he'll be stingy, and then for the next girl, he suddenly is generous, and I hate that for me.
I hate that for me.
I've been. That's what made me become.
Okay, but this is what I'm saying. So again, another little story. So just now, my friend he was there. So I was like, no, don't you remember her from the situation? He's like, oh, and I said, yeah. She said my man ran her some money as well. He said, I'm not gonna lie. They give me my money energy. I said, so what about me? He said, nah, Z, you give nah, I got this.
God forbid.
God. See, this is what I
in the name of Jesus. No.
I rebuke rebuke
I
it.
rebuke it.
No, seriously, that is so annoying for me. I don't want to be that girl. Like, honestly, like, I don't want to give off like. No, actually, I do. But then that's what I'm saying. I don't. I feel like I have to commit fully to it.
Key word. I'm glad you said that because that's the part where a lot of the girl them just fall off. It's the committing part because the committing, I think, in the earlier stage is the hardest bit because if you're someone who gets by on getting attention from men, and if you really enjoy that fluttery feeling of a guy liking you, oftentimes the moment you start to make your standards clear, he'll lose interest if he can't afford.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And you can't.
He will lose interest if he can't afford. This is a thing where this 40 minutes of this podcast, this is a thing where you can tell these women will only attract weak men and toxic men. Weak and toxic. That is it. They do not attract good men. They do not attract good men. It's either men that they can be doormats or men that are playing the game. Men that are playing the game. Men that play the game, send the money, do all this shit so they can get that box. Once they get that box, they're done. That's it. It doesn't matter anymore. They won their game. Because honestly, and I get it, men will play the game. Men would do what is it? What did where was it? I think I saw it. Men will like Mobile Rider said, they will play the part. They will play that part until they get laid. In order to get laid. Just like the Mobile Rider said, they are guys who are trying to play a part in order to get laid. Men will, it's weird. It's kind of weird in my opinion. It's weird personally. Men will pay thousands of dollars, even more, just to get laid with specific people, with specific women. Literally, that's it. And I get it. Men with like high level of disposable income, they don't know what to do with their money. This is the thing where you wonder why Diddy did what he did. Why did Diddy did what he did? Because honestly, he was a billionaire. The man was a billionaire. So no doubt he did insane, crazy ass shit. Because they don't know what to do with their money. That's the insanity where, honestly, I don't know if I ever want to be like that. I mean, it would be nice to be rich. But, I mean, to go to the level where you will just drop thousands just from box, when you can just, I don't know, you might as well just go pay for it. Or, you get, I don't know, it's just, shit like this is like, you can't be surprised when it comes to men with money. They will do, money is like no object to them. So, I understand that, but in my personal opinion, it's a stupid thing.
Let that be something that makes you feel defeated or like, oh, fine, I'll compromise and so I can have this attention. I think
but just a thought. Men that think like that, money, I would throw a whole lot of money just for some box, just because it's a game. Those men view people as objects. They view women as objects. I think it's rare, I'm not saying impossible, but rare for those types of men to be morally sound, because they view people as something you can buy, which they deal with people that you can just buy. So, but that's the thing, that's the mentality where you develop, that you just see people as objects, people as, I don't know, something to have fun with, i.e. the Diddy effect. That man had so much money. That's why he did so much debauchery. So much debauchery. Like, I mean, I didn't look deep into it, but I can tell you that, I mean, the glancery things I've heard, he probably did a whole lot of crazy shit because he's bored. People with so much money, they're bored. Money is just literally paper to them. Paper they will burn. So honestly, they just care about to satisfy their boredom, or to satiate their boredom.
As well, you need to be prepared to be disliked. Like, There'll be men who won't like you because you have standards that they can't afford to meet. But it's always worth, like, I would rather lose the favor of men who can't.
Mobile Rider, that's interesting. You said I have paid that kind of money for it. Well, you say that you are seeing people as objects. I mean, again, I've said this. I mean, I preference it. Not everything. I don't say everybody. You do what you do. To me, for me, how I look at it is that now there's differences. There's differences. If you're playing a game, right? You're doing the game. You're spending all this money just for box. You do what you want. We're all adults. I just think that it's. I mean, you must be really bored, and money must be no object to you. That's a different world. That's a world that maybe I don't understand, but I view it as, you know what, you can throw out so much money because the money is meaningless. But for box, that, you know what, it's like sex is, you know, I don't know. I just think that it gets to a point where it's kind of soulless, in my opinion, where you're just throwing money for box and then you're done. I mean, I don't know. But it's yo, Cash, thank you for stopping by. But like I said, I'm not saying this is every man, and I'm saying it's a world that I don't really know. I'm just assuming. I'm just, you know, a theory. So that's just my opinion.
Do anything for me and gain the favor of those who can actually do something for my life than to be accessible to men who are doing nothing for me. And in me being accessible to those men, the men who can actually do something for me, they see me as, oh, she doesn't like me anyway. She likes the guys who...
Cool.
Right. And I think as well, what you're saying about, like, you want to give the energy of, like, yeah, take care of me, run me my money. There's a level of, it's not arrogance, but you need to genuinely believe you're better than men, because you are.
See, okay, so this is where, again, when it comes to the dating thing, because you see yourself as the prize, right?
Yes.
See, I feel like we're both the prize.
No, you're not. A man is not your mate.
No, but we both got things.
Yeah, he's got things.
He's got things that I like, and when he brings it to the table, whatever this table is, this hypothetical table, right? You know what I mean, or the shelf, whatever the fuck he brings over here.
Yeah,
like is just as valuable as what I'm gonna bring.
In the eyes of God, we are all valuable, but in the eyes of human, like a man cannot recreate the essence of a woman, like, without us. Like,
but here's the thing, there's an abundance. Yeah, I mean, men can't necessarily, I guess, recreate, but here's the thing, there's an abundance. That's why I'm going about this, where maybe me and Mobile is, maybe we don't see necessarily the same kind of view, is that women, there's an abundance. So for me, let's say for me, I'm not going to drop thousands upon thousands of dollars just so I can get a chance to have sex with her, because that's idiotic to me. I rather, you know, spend that money on other things, because honestly, here's the thing, her box isn't going to change my world. Isn't going to change my world. Isn't there? Here's the thing. There are cheaper women. I mean, and God, that sounds bad. But if I'm going to pay, if I'm going to pay in a world where I'm paying thousands of dollars to get her box, what's the difference between paying thousands of dollars to get her box when I could pay, let's say, $200 to get another woman's box? Now, again, it sounds really terrible coming out of my mouth, but I'm just thinking about in this kind of context only. It really doesn't make anything, because again, I'm saying it's purely lust. It's purely lust, just sex. So it's not worth it. Her box isn't going to change my life. I mean, but this is the thing where I see it differently, where it's a game. It's the idea that yes, it's a game, but I don't like to play that game. I get it where there's some men that they do that because it's part of a game. They get the love and the, you know, the excitement or what the joy of the game, playing the game. I'm not into that. No, I'm not. No, I'm not saying you changed. No, I'm not. No, I mean that's what I'm saying. It won't change my life. Discretion and risk. That I get. That I understand. That I understand. Here's the thing where I understand where I would pay. I would pay just for some peace. You get some sex and you're not getting all the back talk and all that shit. I get that. I understand that. I'm saying about maybe women like this in particular, where you drop money down in the real world, you know, the dating scene, where you're dropping thousands of dollars, I don't know, purses, I don't know, trips, cars, houses, all this shit, just so you get some box. I don't know if that is not worth it. That's where I'm comparing it at.
We are a
fairs.
component that men actually need. Like, men need women. We don't actually need men. We obviously value recreating with them. We value having sex with them. But
don't you feel like as humans, we need humans? Like, we need companionship. So if you're like heterosexual, then you do need the man.
I think we need community more than we need men. Because when we really deep what men are doing in community, what role are they playing?
Yeah, but see, this is the thing. I always see this as well. Like,
what the hell? What the hell are you talking about? The mics you're talking on, made by men. The chairs you're sitting on, made by men. The lights that are shining in your room, made by men. You need men. Men only need women for sex. And heterosexual men only need women for sex. Only. Because to be honest, I've come to realize as a bachelor, I can clean and feed myself. It's not that enjoyable to have sex with myself. Okay, I mean it's not. I mean it's fine, but it's not as enjoyable. So, to be honest, the basics is honestly all you need is sex from a woman, because none of the shit that I do enjoy in life are created by women. None of them. None of the things I enjoy in life are created by women. This is the insanity. Everything women enjoy in life is created by men. Hell, even the purses, the planes to go on trips, the jewelry, shit like that is predominantly created by men. The purses, the perfumes are created by, I'm not saying only, but predominantly by men, I believe, a lot of times. So this is the thing where, and because we live in a world where there has to be men, has to be women, okay, get protection from men too. That's who protects you from other men. So that's the insanity of women. I hate this. This is why women like this are toxic and stupid and delusional. Men only, when you boil it down to absolute true facts, the only thing men need from women is sex. Men can cook and clean themselves. They're lazy, so they would like a woman to do it. But to be honest, they don't. It's not a must. Sex is pretty much the only thing. For women, everything in their women's life is created, maintained by men. Everything.
When people say, no, community over what, and I get it, but I feel like we need both. And I feel like we're getting to a place in the world where it's either or. And I think community companionship is just as important as you have, because I get community, but my sisters can't make me feel. They
can't make you nut, bro. I hear it.
Well, they can, because I do like ladies. So there you go. Yeah, so they can. They actually can.
In theory, they can.
They can.
So this is why I'm like, so this is what's interesting, right? Because this is part of what has also allowed me to be like, you know what? Men are just here for funsies.
Right.
Because I find women attractive as well. I don't date women at the moment, but I find women attractive. So I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything.
See, I enjoy...
Great. Go. This is the thing. If you find women attractive, get the women to provide for you. Get the women to buy you properties. They don't. They don't. You said men are just for funsy, right? Sex? Funsy? Get the woman to provide for you. You will find it even harder to find women to provide for other women. Yeah. The ridiculous of it.
Masculine energy.
Same.
See, I like.
This is why, what is it? Onion investing. He said he couldn't watch this, but this is why, to be honest, like, it is kind of like annoying to watch. But why it's sometimes important, or a good, I'm not saying important, but a good educational system is to, this is a thing where here's how women think. When they talk to each other, they're just, all they're doing is confirming delusions. All they're doing is actually just supporting hypocrisies and delusions. Because if a man talks to a man, we can at least, try to get the logic in it. Find the logic. Like trying to debate the logic in it. We're not necessarily supporting delusions.
So and I always feel then when I date women or get involved with women, I always end up being the masculine energy.
I feel like I would be the masculine energy.
And I'm like, I don't necessarily want to sit in that for a long while.
No. That's why you need to really start to really pay attention to the energy you embody. Because I resonate with that. Like, if I'm fancying a woman, I see myself doing things for her. But then if I'm fancying
Mobile Rider, thank you for stopping by, bro. Thank you. You're amazing. Okay, so thank you for stopping by. Love you, bro.
I see him doing things for me.
But okay,
I've trained because look, the pick me is just like, it's like a thing where
I'm like a noted pick me. I'm like a notorious. I'm like the goat of pick me's apparently.
Stop speaking this way online.
That's what they call me on Twitter. They'd be like, "Oh, look at her, queen of pick me." That's what they used to call me back in the day. I'm sure you called me pick me a couple times.
The thing is, back then, I would have called you pick me because the things you were saying back then. But I don't see you saying that anymore, though.
What type of things did I say back then?
I mean,
that
you used
thought...
to actually call yourself a pick me.
Well, I used to call because I used to just play into it because people used to say I don't actually no, I don't actually see myself as pick me. I just feel I feel like I'm just quite balanced. As in, okay. I understand. I try to understand where men might be coming from, whereas I feel like you're just like, no, we don't need to understand where they're coming from.
The reason why I don't be understanding no more is because being an understanding babe, it costs you a lot in the long run, and also you're never gonna see a man be like, oh, she's ugly, but it's fine. I'll just wait for her to get pretty. You know, I see her potential. They'll just move on.
What? First of all, here's the thing. Why that don't make sense. Most men find most women attractive. Here's the thing where it's common for men where they would sacrifice attractiveness, levels of attractiveness for how you are inside, how you treat him. So men will ignore levels of attraction depending on how you treat him. Men have done that predominantly, consistently. So it's not like, oh, she's ugly. That's not the thing. Because here's the thing where the reality of men find most women attractive. To at least, like, men find women average to above average. Men find most women, physically attractive.
To the person they find attractive. Nobody chastises men for picking the prettiest girl in the room to them. Like, whatever they consider the prettiest girl in the room, they're going to go for. But if I say I want the richest and most provider and most generous man in the room, come and see them tearing my wig. Because now it's like, well, why can't you go for the brick one? Why can't you build? I don't want to build. Like, I actually don't want to. I don't want to build. I enjoy sitting down and having things done for me. There's a man who can do that. If it's not
do you know what? And that's the thing that I've learned. Do you know what it is? As like we were saying earlier.
And that's why that man is a prize. And that's why that man will view you as only an object to be used. This is the thing where I said this to my a friend of mine. If if I'm not gonna get a girl while I'm on my building phase, which is it is what it is. If I'm not gonna get a girl in my building phase yet, I find one or I get one while I'm close or up there already built, my viewpoint, my views are drastically different. Prenups, oh, there's no 50-50 anything. It's going to be my way or the highway because you weren't there at my lows. You weren't supporting me while I was building. You are only trying to benefit while I'm already built. I have a different viewpoint to you. I have a different perspective of you. You are only here for the good times. Then I'm only going to use you for good times. Right? That's the thing what women do not understand. The type of men they're asking for. Because those mindset changes. Especially with men. Especially with men. If you're only there for the good times, they will see that. They will understand that. They will know that, okay, fine, I'm going to give you the good time. But you're not alone in it. I'm going to give other women as well. Plain and simple.
As we get older, I've learned that although most of the things you say when it comes to the dating thing, for me, maybe one day I might think, but what I'm saying is, I've learned that doesn't mean I need to be warring with you. That means that's Chidi. That's how Chidi wants to live. And like you said, there actually will be somebody.
Here's the thing where this is the problem where I get it. You don't have to be warring with people if you have opposing viewpoints, but you definitely would have to hold their views accountable. Criticize their views. Here's the thing where I don't care. I don't care how her life will be. Her viewpoints, I will talk about. This is the thing sometimes women don't understand. The women that's online or people that spreads their viewpoints to the masses, that's what you combat. That's what you talk about. That's what you war with. The viewpoint, the message, not actually the person. Because hypothetically, let's say this. If I say her views will make women single or make dating for women harder, it don't mean that it will make her dating harder. Because specific cases, you can't necessarily tell, right? With specific cases, you can't tell. The individual cases are usually the outliers. But what you can do is talk about general. In general, those viewpoints, women that, oh, I want provider men. In general, that shit will get you left behind. That shit will make dating difficult for you. In general. To, I would say, most women.
That will do what Chidi wants.
Yo, Trixie, thank you for stopping by. I feel like the disease dating scene in America has spread to the UK. Even the UK is struggling. Europe has once a place that had women who knew how to be ladies and men. I agree. I agree. I think this whole poison in the dating market is spreading across the world. You're getting the Europe, UK, Europe. You're getting Korea. You're getting even Asian countries. Even Asian countries are, that poison is seeping everywhere.
To be done.
Absolutely.
So I might not agree with it, but it doesn't mean that now it's like anti. And that's, as I've got older, I think I've learned that. But can I ask a question? Morally, have you ever felt like your compass, like where you feel like, has my moral compass changed? And I think that's what it is with me when it comes to maybe the idea around sex work. It's like, morally, where do I sit with that? But then I also have the conversation of who tells us where our morals come from. Do you get what I mean? I think a lot of morals are built on religion, culture as well, like what our parents have told us and whatnot. So for you, how does that feel? And also, like, what Do your parents care, or what has that been like?
Trixie, here's my personal opinion. You asked what happened. Personal opinion. I think feminism is the poison. I think feminism is the poison. Here's the thing. In over the years, what has changed? Men have been the same. Men have been pretty much the same throughout years. What has changed is women are leveling up, which is great. I don't condemn that. I don't disagree with that. I think women are leveling up. Women are making their own money. Women are so free to make whatever decision they have in life. Great. I think that's amazing. But the problem is that to make those decisions in life, to have the power to make whatever decisions you have in life, to have the power to be equal to men, essentially have turned a lot of women mentality, their brain, their ideology, essentially men. To be equal to men, you have the mentality of men. And I think that's the poison that is present, i.e. feminism. So that's how I see it. Yo, why? Thank you, bro. Thank you for stopping by, bro. Love ya.
Good question. I think when it comes to morals, we don't ask men, like, morally, how do you feel about watching porn?
Why do you still? It's like this is a thing where you're in one breath you're saying that men aren't that important. Yet every conversation you have, men this, men that. What about men? What about men? She asks you about your morals. Yet you bring it down to what about men? It's like, seriously?
How do you feel about paying for sex work? Like, because sex work exists because there's a market for it, right? The people who created the market is men. No one comes up to men and be like, morally, like, don't you think it's a bit strange that you're like paying a woman to have sex with her? Morally, don't you think it's strange that you like flew a woman out and like treated her well for 3 days based on an arrangement? Like, morally, don't you think that's weird that like?
Here's the thing. What this is the unaccountability, lack of accountability of women. So what she does is blame other people instead of yourself. This is the thing where I will stand 10 toes down always on this channel. It's about accountability. What you do. You cannot control others. You can't control others. You can't control what a man, what a person, you can't control what a criminal does a crime. You can't control. We have laws, punishments, literal death penalties, life sentences for criminals, and yet they still do crime. So should I say, you know what? If they do crime, I'm going to do crime too. What we can control is ourselves. We should stop blaming other people for our own choices. This is the thing. Stop, just like Y said, stop blaming other people. Blame yourself. She asked you, what about your morality? Your response is that, what about men's morality? Lack of accountability. Is absolute. It's honestly just ridiculous.
You bought a picture of a woman's tits for £500 morally. Like, I feel like morals are something that are imposed on women to keep us in line, but I don't see men being held to a moral standard.
But then you don't feel that men and women are equal, right? So then there's going to be different treatment. Do you not just feel like that's just the world that we live in, that there's going to be certain things that we can get away with as women and that it's not going to be frowned upon? Sexually, we're allowed to be more free, and probably that's why a lot of men, maybe they should be with men, but they can't, because they can't even don't have the freedom to fucking experiment. Do you get what I mean? Especially within the black community, like we can go right. That's what I'm saying. Like we can go into the toilets and have a little, or even you can have a little kiss with a girl, and no one's gonna think
it's just a friendly kiss as friend.
Right? Do you get what I'm saying? So even that, we get to experiment more. They don't. So that whole idea of men get to do this but we don't, do you not find it a bit contradictory, because we're not the same? Because in one breath it will say we're not the same, but then do you get what I mean?
I get what you're saying, in the sense that, like, why do women have to be held to morals and men aren't? For me, it's like, because all of this
men are held to morals. It's like, are you kidding me? Men are held to morals. It's like, this is the absolute stupidity. Absolute stupidity. Men are held to morals. And as Trixie said, seriously, what morals do you have? What morals do you have? Men are held to morals. It's just, surprise, surprise, there are plenty of immoral people. There are plenty of immoral people out there. Stop building your narrative out of the toxic people. But can you be surprised when you're toxic yourself, that that your narrative, your view of the world is built around toxic people? No surprise there.
Is a mess. I make my own rules, and I don't wait for anybody to assign me morality, because that's done nothing for me. For me, it's about, do I feel happy? Do I feel proud of myself? Do I feel resolved in my decision?
Okay, fair.
Because as a woman, there's always going to be something that you will do that will be considered immoral.
Fair. Even me to be, and the thing is, sorry to interrupt, literally, I could be talking about giving head. When I used to talk about the basics of giving head online, people would be like, why are you talking? I'm like, I'm not even giving a demonstration. I just said I enjoy giving head. I haven't got a cucumber out or anything like, you know what I mean? And I'll be getting ripped. Do you think your husband wants to hear you talk about this? And so I get it. There's so many different levels of, that's what I mean, of morals. Because what someone look at me and what I talk and be like disgusting, and then someone
see a man get told, do you think your future wife's gonna like hearing you talk about how much you like eating pussy on Twitter?
Right, we're gonna be like, green flag if he was saying that. Right. We'll be like, yes. It's very you
also to answer the second part of your question about how do my parents feel, I think, do you know what? Yeah, like, I'm grateful that I grew up having a very strong mom.
Okay.
And I saw my mom getting her way with men. She always knew how to strategically
flirt. She was okay.
I remember being a child and going to go and buy meat with her in the market, and I didn't know at the time that she's flirting to get a discount on the meat.
Right.
But now that I've grown up and I've joined the dots, I'm like, oh, that's what she was doing. She was pretending that he's her boyfriend so she can get a discount on the chicken. Smart woman. And my mom used to always say to me, like, if I ever die and you're still a child while I die, make sure you don't marry poor. That is my dying wish that I leave with you. She usually says to me, do not marry poor.
Imprinted.
No surprise. No surprise. So, as a mother, what you want your daughter, what you say to your daughters, don't marry poor. Don't marry poor. Instead of, don't marry an immoral man. But they don't care about morality. Don't marry a man of lack of character. Don't marry shitty men, toxic men. No, don't marry men that are rich. That's great. That's great. But do you surprise? They lack morality. And here's the thing where women talking about sex is not necessarily, in my view, so egregious. Like what she was saying, like, oh, a blowjob. Okay, I mean, it is what it is. But here's the difference where you talk about blowjob where I just blew 100 men. Okay, now you, in my opinion, personal opinion, crossing the line where it's immorality. Okay. Now, if you talk about a blowjob to your boyfriend, okay, that whatever. You're on social media, you're on a podcast, just talking about your sex life. Okay. Now you talk about your sex life with 100 other men. Now that's where I lean towards. Where because my sense of morality is not necessarily biblical, but it's just like what's sense of a bit of decorum, bit of decency, bit of respect. So, maybe, but it's just that there's a bit of like there's a bit of you doing too much, in my opinion.
From young,
and I see why she said that, because when I see women who have married poor, especially those who are part of my audience who I speak with, and I hear all these kinds of stories, I'm like, this is what my mum meant by don't marry poor. Because when I see women who married rich, I'm not saying that anybody's situation is perfect, but I would always definitely choose a guy with money over a guy who hasn't got money, because there's more to benefit from. I'm not in the perspective anymore.
This is the thing. Fresh and Fit have said women rather cry in a Benz than cry in a Toyota. This is a thing where, honestly, here's a problem where women constantly call men misogynists for the shit that they say. But honestly, thanks to the internet, women consistently, you see it down, up and down my channel. I have thousands, literally, I have over 1,000 videos, of women proving men right. Proving the things men say right. I have yet to have a video. I have yet to have a men's talking point proven wrong by general women. I'm not talking about all women, of course, but I have yet have a talking point by men been proven wrong by women generally. Everything women do, they prove men right.
Because I used to be in that perspective when I was much younger, in my earlier 20s, of like, find a man who you can build with and have that everlasting.
That's the energy I'm still giving. Early 20 energy.
But then I've met and spoken to many women who are in their 40s and 50s, and they did the whole find a man you're going to build with, and they wish they didn't do that. Because this is what...
She said, plenty of women in the 40s and 50s, find a man you want to build with. Here's, again, this is why women lack proper tutelage, proper wisdom. Problem with women is that they build with shitty men. That's the thing. It's not that you built with a good man, a loyal man, a morally sound man, a smart man. No. You built with the players, the pookies, the bad boys. You built with shitty men, built with toxic men. And then you're surprised that you got toxic results. You got shitty results. This is the thing where, this is why I constantly say it. Why, in my opinion, everything boils down to character, morality, the personality, who you are inside. That is what matters. That is what you build with. You build with a person who is, who is a man of their word, a person of their word, who has proven they're loyal. They are a person who has boundaries, a person who's not an active liar, a person who's lived a life that, reflects their morality, their good character. But no, women build with shitty men. And then when they build with shitty men, they complain about building. I say, it's not about you building. It's about you choosing poorly.
What men do, like, they will use you and build. They even be lying to women that they're moving to, that they built it on their own. Whole time, you're their business partner. And then the women that they now are able to get because of you building them, they're now able to move to. One day they just leave. And
I
move
know.
on. And you hate to see it. And that woman is left there rocking back and forth in a padded room, like deep in her life. Like, this is not even a joke. There are women who are in mental health facilities
I know.
because of what a man has done to them.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
This is a serious matter. And I just wish more women would take themselves seriously. I remember when I used to be on dating apps, and the most common thing I'd see on guys' profiles is, I love a woman who doesn't take herself too seriously. It's like, yeah, because you want to take advantage of me. You want to talk to me anyhow. That's why I like a woman who doesn't take herself seriously. I take myself very seriously. I take my life very seriously, and I don't have time to waste. If I'm talking to a guy and I've scanned the trouser and the shoe, and I can already see that, it's actually not giving, I'm not even going to bother telling him that I like providers. He can't provide. I don't even want to ruin his day.
No, but sometimes the ones that have the nice ones on, nice clothes on, are the ones that have nothing.
But this is the thing. I don't even go for the ones that are wearing the, Palmer and Joanne defeated, because I was trying to network with these men and nothing was given. Then I was like, you know what? I'm going to revert to what I know. just put on tight dress, put the corset.
Oh no.
Oh, it worked.
Did it? No, but I'm saying like it's so annoying that it worked.
Yeah,
because it's
you
like
have to
it's
have
proving your point. It's like
yes,
I tried to do it, but
Girl,
now
let me
I
tell you
went.
what I did. So I was at one of these industry parties out in south of France, and I decided I'm going to play a little game with myself. I'm going to pick 5 men in the room who's
They're nobodies in my opinion. I don't really know them. Supposedly they might be. They have a. I guess they're influencers, right? They're influencers, but probably UK influencers, right? England, Britain influencers. So I don't really know them. I just saw that on TikTok she said some crazy shit, or I mean I've talked about plenty of the things she said. So yeah, she said some, reactable shit. So that's why I'm watching her.
shoes I genuinely like.
Yeah.
And obviously this is the advertising industry, so it's majority white people. And it's not my comfort zone to really talk to white people, but I had to challenge myself. So I was like, all right, I'm going to pick 5 men whose shoes I genuinely like. And what I did was, okay, first guy, I see him standing next to another guy talking, and I noticed he's wearing Jordans, and I like the colorway. So I went up to him, I was like, excuse me, I'm so sorry to interrupt this conversation. I just want to say I love your Jordans. Where did you get them from?
Oh, look at you.
Where did you get them from? And I'm doing shaking breast. I'm saying, where did you get Jordans from? Because his eyes going. And then he's like, oh, I got it in Barcelona. Barcelona! Swear that's. I knew you got it somewhere outside of London because I'm from London. We don't have them kind of colorways in London. You must have great style. What do you do? Oh, I'm a CEO. Oh, you're a CEO? Oh, wow. I love that. What is your role involved you doing? And then they were asking, what do you do? Oh, I'm a Sunday Times #1 best-selling author. And then they were like, oh my God, really? Because they're not expecting that because they're seeing breast and
Right.
And then they're interested in talking. And then what they do is they're like, oh, we got LinkedIn. Yes, let's connect on LinkedIn. Then I send them a selfie as the DM on LinkedIn.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of flirting, but it's also genuinely like opening up room for a connection. And now a lot of those men, they're still keeping up with what I'm doing. They're still watching stories, So at least when I go back to south of France,
you can.
At least I started somewhere. Some people might argue that, oh, as a woman, you shouldn't have to flirt with a man to be able to network. But I found if you really deeped how men are,
I agree.
They give women opportunities based on how attractive. I can't change that, so I'm gonna use it to my advantage.
Someone literally said that to my friend the other day. They was like, "You are not." They literally said to her, a guy who is like he owns like a restaurant, whatever. He said, "I know girls that are not as attractive as you who use their looks. You're not using your looks enough to get what you need." And he goes, and you're smart, and you're not even using your exterior. He said you should be using it more. And he, in a weird, he didn't mean it in a.
It doesn't sound like a dig. I get exactly what he's
not
saying.
even in a slimy way. He was even like trying to say to her like, you are losing out on opportunities because there's women out there that are using everything they've got that to get further, and they'll get further than you because he was almost saying like you're saying, men, that's what they.
I can verify that what he's saying, unfortunately, is true because in my community of dominatrixes, what's fascinating and ironic about this lifestyle is looks, as in like being stereotypically or societally pretty. That means nothing. The doms that I know who are the highest earners and most successful.
No, thank you, bro. Skull. Thank you for stopping by. I love it. Love your support. Thank you, bro.
Are very I don't want to be rude. I'm going to say that they're not very memorable to look at.
Right, okay.
Like they're just normal.
Okay.
You'd walk past them in the street and there's nothing that stands out about them because it's all psychology. They understand a man's mind. There's doms that I know who are plus size who feel like they want me to chalance.
Okay.
Like, chalanting, but not too much chalanting.
Okay.
I'm not going to give nonchalant entirely because I still want them to know that I like them, but I make it harder for them to impress me. So, for example, if they want to take me on a date, I'll be like, well, you're welcome to suggest 2 places that you have in mind. I'll let you know which one that I like. Because I want to also see, do you know nice places? I also want your brain to switch on a bit. Like, I want you to feel like you're working for the more a man feels like he's working and in an activity, the more his fondness for you develops. Okay. And he gets into that, it's like you're training him basically, without you being like, sit, here's your treat. But like you're kind of passively training him to serve you and you're passively reinforcing the behaviors that you do want to see.
I wanted to talk about that. This is the insanity. Talking about training. Dominatrix, yes, only. This is talking about training him. I think a lot of women do this subconsciously or consciously. They do shit to train a man. I had an ex tell me, she literally said, "Oh, I kind of pushed you or trained you in a way to so you could dress how I want you, act how I want you." Literally said that to me. This is the thing. Women do that. Women literally out of the horse's mouth saying she trains the men. She trains men to act how she want to act. But why I bring this up is that I'm going to do another video. This is just maybe, no duh. I'm going to do another video where a woman said, why do older men go for younger women? And she said, oh, because older men want to manipulate younger women. They want to train younger women. And she's calling like the toxicity of that. The toxicity of that. The misogyny of that. She's talking about how disgusting it is for older men to go for younger women so they can manipulate younger women, so they can train younger women. But here's the thing. People do that. And I'm not saying I condone it or I'm for it, but this is the thing. That's the reality of the world. People do that. People do that shit in relationships. They are training you. They are manipulating you. Maybe, there's differences between manipulating you for evil, like really like toxicity, or just manipulating you in a way that so you can fit what they want to date, fit the outcomes they want, fit the person that they hope you to be. And women do it, men do it. Now, I'm not saying I'm for it or against it. I'm just saying that wake up. People do that in relationship, both men and women. So the narrative that, oh, older men going for younger women so they can manipulate and control younger women is misogyny, evil, patriarchy. It's stupid. It's stupid. People do it because, again, whether you're a man or a woman, people do it because they want to shape their partner or potential partner into what they want. It is just how it is. A lot of relationships do this. And again, I'm not saying I'm for it or against it. I'm just saying what's the reality. It's not about you're a man or a woman. That's the thing where what I go about it is that I'm breaking it up. It's not about gender. It's not about men are trash, women are angels. No. People do it. People. It's not because, oh, you're a man, you automatically manipulate women. No, because women will do the same shit. So it's not man or women. It's just people. People do that shit. That's where I'm trying to go about.
And for example, if a guy has been away for a while, he went on holiday and I haven't heard from him, I'll be like, wow, you were away for
Why? Thank you for stopping by, bro. Eat your dinner, bro. Thank you for stopping by. I love you. I love all you guys for all the support. I get it. It's gonna be ending soon, so that's why I don't try to take up so much of your time, guys. That's why it's not like I'm going hours upon hours. I know other podcasts go crazy amount. So it's about to end soon.
Well, I know you're thinking of me and I can't wait to see the gift that you got me. So if he sees that message and he didn't get me no gift, you better run to the Harrods or wherever you're going on your way to see me, and you better throw a perfume in the bag. And I'll act like, oh, you got this for me. That's so sweet. No, fully well though. But it's like,
I'm gonna, yeah.
I get off on men giving me gifts. I get turned on when men give me money. Like, but I genuinely do feel like a pussy gets wet when men give you money. Like, genuinely. Like, I feel.
Yeah, like a prostitute. It's always about money.
I feel.
Alive.
Yeah, it's a nice feeling. It's like, is that me? Yeah. Like, I genuinely feel giddy. I don't really care if a man's like, I like your breast. Of course you like my breast. Like, you're supposed to.
What if the guy's like, I think you're really loving, I think you're caring, you make me feel nice, you make me feel happy. No?
That's a nice thing to say if he's doing things for me. If he's just saying that, I'm like, oh, I'm happy you feel that way. It's so important to feel.
But what are you showing?
Good energy. Yeah, it's like, I want a man to like, I prefer when a man compliments me in cash. Like, I like when a man's compliments comes with action. Like, I like when a man is like, surprise.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, Y. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for all the support. So have a good night, bro.
Flowers.
There you go.
What about flowers?
With flowers, see, this is a tricky thing with flowers, right? Like, there's been times when I've given a man back flowers because it was not, like, I don't like you. This is Tesco flowers.
Yeah, but that's a thought, Chidi.
Think next time, think well. Next time, take the thought to sell. I want that, you know that bouquet in Selfridges that's overpriced? I want that bouquet.
She definitely is. She definitely is. Here's the thing where it is what it is. I've said this before. All women dig gold. They dig for gold. All women are gold diggers. It's just about how big the shovel is. If it's a small shovel, she wants maybe like Walmart flowers. If it's a big ass shovel, she wants like a Hermes bag. So really, it's just, you know, it's about how big the shovel is. Her shovel is like fucking, I don't know, a dump truck.
No, because it's the thought.
What are you thinking?
No, come on. Like, if
Because-
a guy came and he gave you some night, I don't know, maybe this is why I'm not.
Because remember, I'm talking about the context of the kind of men that I date. They're men who can afford to do that. If it's a guy who's getting me Tesco flowers, I see that as we're friends. Like, oh, this is a friendly flower. Thanks.
Okay, maybe.
But
But
I'm not-
what about if he was just? What about Marks and Spencer flowers? Is
Oh, I
that
love, yeah, Mark Spencer's the baseline.
Oh, okay.
That's like a last minute sort of like, got this on the way here.
Because
But if
he
it's
would-
an actual like sending a flower to my house kind of arrangement, I like.
I know the two places they talked about. So it. Personal side note. It's kind of my baby mom is British, so listening to shit like this, it breaks my heart a little bit because it's traumatic, right? So, you know, I just want to preference that. So I know she's in Marks and Spencer's, Tesco. Those are markets in the UK. It's kind of different kind of markets, right? Like a Macy's or shit like that in the UK. So it triggers me a little bit. So excuse me, right? It traumatizes me a little bit. But yeah. Life is too short to chase these gold digging women. Yes, I do agree with that. That's why self-respect and boundaries matter. So if when these gold digging women come into your life, you don't want to deal with them, you walk away. You don't need to deal with them.
Like when the flower looks like somebody actually had to like arrange that by hand and it looks really well curated. That shows thought and intention. He wants me to
Fine,
like this.
okay.
He wants me to feel impressed.
Okay.
Especially when maybe if I open the flower, there's something rolled in the flower. Like,
Okay, it is what it is. I think tonight was a decent live. I think it was decent live. A lot of my brothers came. Love the support. Thank you for the guys. Thank you for all you guys' support. You guys are amazing. I think we'll stop here. Hopefully you guys liked tonight's live. Thank you guys for all the support. Totally awesome. Thank you for stopping by. Why? Thank you for stopping by. Cash, love you, bro. I haven't seen you in a while, so thank you for stopping by. Skull Nation, love ya. Thank you for stopping by. We had Tracy here. Thank you, sister. Thank you for stopping by. Mobile Rider was here. We had so many people. Parasocial was here again. Lord Hybrid, thank you for the support tonight. You were amazing. Thank you, brother. Onion Investing was stopping by. Just was here in the beginning. You guys are amazing. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for Azrael. Thank you for stopping by, bro. Thank you. Love you guys. You guys are amazing. That's why men that have lots and lots of money never begin by showing their wallet. I think those are men with money and self-respect. Men with money and self-respect. They don't need to leave with money. That's the thing, because it's not that important to them. They want something more special. Tracy, thank you for stopping by. Thank you. I love all the support. You guys are all amazing. Thank you for the love. Thank you for checking out my other videos. Thank you for joining the chat. Love you guys. You guys are amazing. So hope you guys have a good rest of the weekend. Later, guys.